What is going on, guys? I was planning a really nice little trip down to the lake, beautiful weather, to go and chuck a couple of bigger lures for big pike. But then I got to thinking I haven't had a perch out of this big canal, so I bought my BFS rod, some smaller lures. I have actually even bought some of the ultralight stuff, so we'll give that a go. Let's get fishing. I'm set up at the minute with like a 3 gram scythe hook on, small-ish 6 centimeter shad. I can go heavier, I can go bigger, I can go smaller. Start off just regular small and see if we can't pick up a little perch. If we start getting kind of attention from pike early on, we'll switch out to a trace, but for now we're using a tiny thin fluorocarbon just to see if we can't coax them out. Bait's swimming good, good little wobble to it, really silver shiny, a lot of glitter. I like the looks of it anyway. These scythe hooks are a real kind of painful shape in that they will snag up onto things quite easily. The benefit is the hookup rate on them should be absolutely fantastic, and keeping a fish on the hook will be good as well. So because we started getting attention from pike almost immediately, in fact I've switched up to a wire. It is in a fairly hefty wire, but it's nice and supple. Now there's that pike again. I don't think he'll be back a third time. I'm really liking this little was it HICC 50, I forget what they call it, but it's kind of like the even cheaper version of the Dark Wolf Ultra. Apparently you can replace out one of the bearings or a few of the bearings and you end up with a really nice reel. I probably will do that, but I'm going to give this one a good go for a couple of weeks, and then I'm going to switch out to the Dark Wolf Ultra and give that a go for a few weeks, and we'll see which one I prefer, see if the slight extra investment is worth it on the Dark Wolf Ultra. Rod I'm using is a Surinaya Dragon. Really nice actually. There's only one thing I'm not a huge fan of on it, and that's the that's this little section here. There's just like an opening on the top. There's nothing wrong with it, it works perfectly well, but it just doesn't feel right. It feels like part of the rod is missing. Got a boat coming down, fairly big one, just seems to be plowing it through, but he's not moving fast, I don't think. He's just a big boat. Nice, I think we got him. Still wants to run this thing. I want to get him. Oh, thanks boat. Right guys, first little fish, nothing massive at all. It's probably just about coming on 2 pounds. It took a little bit of effort to get him to take a bite, but look at that thing, lovely colours, lovely fish. Let's get him back and try and get another. Hadn't expected to come across anything quite so soon. Certainly not a pike. I was hoping to do some perch fishing. Gonna have to take it slightly more delicate, and you've really got to have that finesse. I've got some much smaller lures which might be slightly better suited to the fluoro rather than this kind of 6 centimeter shad. We saw that that fish. He had a pop on my, a couple of pops in fact, on my fluorocarbon setup, so we switched out to the wire just to be sure. I do like catching pike on a thicker fluoro, but the lighter stuff that I'm using today on this BFS rig is just not suitable for it, so we switched out to the wire. It's not a huge length of wire, it's probably a foot long, but it's way more visible than the braid anyway, so I'm not too fussed about that. We just need it for kind of protection against the teeth of pike if they decide to have a pop. What I might do is stick on a slightly heavier jig head. It's quite a deep canal, this. Even in the margins we're looking at about 6 feet. Really begin to start smelling this cow's parsley, some of the rape seed fields around, which isn't going to work too well for hay fever, but I've convinced myself this year that I don't have time for hay fever, so I'm not going to get it. That's definitely how it works, guaranteed. Loaded up on all the meds. When I was younger, it started kind of like March sort of time, lasted right the way through till September. This last couple of years, it hasn't started until much later, kind of towards the end of May, which we are slowly creeping up on, and then it finishes by August, so it's a much more manageable period that I seem to be getting at the minute. But I am excited, or would be so happy if I had a year without it, just one, so I can enjoy summer, especially when I enjoy being outside. Ooh, a perch. Hey, that's exactly what we were after. I'm gonna net him because I can't get right down to the water. That is exactly what we wanted today. And in the net. Oh guys, tiny little perch, but just when I was thinking that changing to the wire wouldn't work for us, we managed to get him. We're going to get him straight back. Beautiful little fish. Well guys, that perch was really deep hooked. Thankfully we knew we were perch fishing today, so we bought the smaller forceps, not just our massive giant pike pliers. He took a little time to get going after we put him back, hung around in the margins, but off he went after about 5 minutes. So happy days. First perch, let's try and catch some more. So I realized the head that I was using, that little scythe hook, was on a 2-gram jig head, which is exactly actually what I kind of really wanted to be using initially. I have though made the choice to swap over to a 3.5-gram Ned head. I just wanted to try a little bit slower fishing right off the bottom for these perch, to see if we can improve our attention a bit. That said, it's not been bad so far. We've been here maybe 15 minutes. We've had a pike and a perch. Happy days. Just got to make sure that that drop is not too fast for this bait. Now it seems about right. Right. Nice. What's this? Feels like a pike. It is a pike. He's running as well. Stripping line quite a bit. How's he hooked? Nice. See if he'll take a... Oh. Oh, he's jumped off a tail. Oh, that's not too bad a fish. A pike, probably 3 pounds. Lovely little fish. I'm happy with today's session. Just gonna slide him back in. Oh, well, he wasn't hanging around. Well, very happy with that little pike there. I'm gonna keep going, see if we can't get another. Lovely on this lighter kit to be fishing for them, really fun. They strip line easily, there's no bullying them in, they're here. Really easy unhooking, nice quick show off, and then got him back. And to be honest, I thought he'd be slow in, and then want to rest up right in the margins, but he didn't. He splashed me and got himself off. Happy days. But yeah, I'm really liking these little baits. I don't know whether they're ripping something off. They're one of the Chinese options. This is a paddle tail, one of the ones with the little kind of segmented bits in it, and so far they swim really well. They come in a range of really simple, nice colors. A lot of those natural darker silvers, lighter silvers, and then glitters, which I'm not always a huge fan of, but it seems to be working today. So I'm happy with these. I will probably end up buying some more. I've got them in 2 different colors. I've got a blue variety as well, but I might see if they do a red one and some darker colors as well. Another pike. Want him to run. Go. Pull it. They just float to the surface. Run. That's a bit better. Lightly hooked again. See if we can get him out quickly. Not quite ready. Not quite ready. See if he'll come out. Similar sort of size to that last one we had, maybe a pound or 2. Nice little fish, good little scrapper. Really didn't want to pull any line, but yeah, I think he just wants to get back, so let's do it. Let's get him home. Oh, flick that little leech off for you, little buddy. As far as perch sessions go, this one has been not particularly perchy, quite pikey, but no complaints from me. I love catching pike. They are probably one of my favourite fish to catch, in fact. Even the small ones. All the fish we've had today have been around about the same sort of size, that 2 to 3, maybe pushing 4 pound mark. Nothing monstrous, nothing massive. Fun little fish. That last one really wasn't fussed about pulling any line out. Nice. That's it, you have a little swim down there. Little one. Yeah. It's a pike.
Well done, well done.
Yeah, it's only a little one, but that's it for me. Those pike really didn't want to let us catch any perch today. It was a decent session though. I had a good bit of fun on the lighter kit on the canal. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Not a bad little one.
Very nice.